Jai Hind students. We will be starting with a new chapter, Confronting Marginalization, and the basic learning objective behind doing this chapter is we will understand how the government has devised schemes or how the constitution has framed certain rules and laws to give justice to these marginalized sections. In the previous chapter, we read about two different groups and they have talked about their experiences of inequality and discrimination, and these people have done everything. They have fought, they have adopted a number of strategies to come up and be equal with the society. We will also read about some of the ways in which these groups and individuals have challenged the existing inequality. The Muslims, the Dalits, the women and the Adivasis, they argue that simply by being citizens of a democratic country, they all possess equal rights and that must be respected. And they always look upon on the constitution and see it like somebody which will give them justice. So the first topic is in fundamental rights. We all know that fundamental rights is a very important part of the constitution, and these rights are available to all the Indians equally. Now, as far as the marginalized are concerned, they have drawn on these rights in two ways. Now, what are these two ways? First, by insisting on their fundamental rights, they have forced the government to recognize the injustice that is being done to them, and secondly, they have insisted that the government should enforce these laws. For example, there are articles like Article 17 of the Constitution which states that untouchability has been abolished. Now, this means that no one can prevent the Dalits from educating themselves or entering to public places or using the public facilities, and it also means that it is very wrong to practice untouchability, and anyone who is seen practicing it will be punished by law. The second article is Article 15 of the Constitution, which says that no citizen of India shall be discriminated on the basis of religion or race, etc. And this we have already read in class 7. So, these are the ways through which people get justice. Then many minority groups have drawn on the fundamental rights section of our constitution. They have drawn upon the right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights. For example, the Muslims, the Parsis, they have the right to be a guardian of the consent, to protect their own culture, and they have the right to make their own decisions. Thus, by granting different forms of cultural rights, the constitution tries to ensure cultural justice to such groups. The next topic is laws for the marginalized. We all know that the government makes laws to protect its citizens, yet this is not the only way in which it takes action. There are specific laws and policies for the marginalized sections of our country. There are policies or schemes that emerge, and through other means like setting up of a committee or by undertaking a survey. We had done a survey in the last chapter also. The government then makes an effort to promote such policies in order to give opportunities to these specific groups. So, this is about the laws. The next topic is promoting social justice. Now, as part of their effort to implement the constitution, both the state and the central government, they create specific schemes for the implementation in the tribal areas or in the areas that have high Dalit population. For example, the government provides for fee or subsidized hostels for the students of Dalit and Adivasis communities, so that they can avail the education facilities, and which is not available in their locality. Then, in addition to that, the government also operates through laws to ensure that concrete steps are taken to end the inequity in the system. One such law is the reservation policy. We all know what is the reservation policy. And now, what is this? This is the law which reserves the seats in education and government employment for the Dalits and the Adivasis. Now what happens in this, or how does this reservation policy work? The government across India, they have their own list of the SC and the ST and the other backward castes. Now the central government also has its own list. Now the students applying to the education institutions and those applying for the post in the government jobs, they are expected to give a proof of their caste or their tribe in form of tribe or caste certificate. Now if a particular Dalit caste or a certain tribe is there, whose name is there in that government list, then the candidate can avail the benefit of the reservation. Then if we talk about the admission to colleges, especially to institutes of profession, etc., there is the cutoff mark. Now what is this cutoff mark? This means that not all Dalit and tribal candidates can qualify for admission, but only those who have done reasonably good and they have secured marks above the cutoff point. Now government also offers scholarships to these students, and then they have also certain schemes which these Dalit students avail. This is all in the first module. We will be talking about it we will be talking about the doubts in the live class. Till then, Jai Hind.